Hi everybody, this is Adam from Wax Pack Guys. I hope you're doing well. It's a rainy Sunday evening here in Indiana. The baseball season is starting to wind down. We've got about a month and a half left or so. And that kind of puts me in the mind of my childhood baseball fandom when this time of year got me thinking about the trades that had happened during the season and started anticipating the yearly rate of the Topps traded series that always came out. I think it was between Thanksgiving and Christmas, so it would always be on my Christmas wish list. So I thought this might be a good time with the rain in the background. Not much going on with my Reds at the moment, to look at one of these sets, and in particular the 1988 Topps Baseball Picture Cards Traded Series. You can see the box here. So I thought we would just open it up. These would always make my heart go pitter-patter when I was a teenager, just in the infancy of my baseball fandom. Let's see what we've got here. So if you've followed any of my recent videos, you probably have picked up on the fact that I'm kind of going through some of my old baseball cards. So these are cards that I've had forever. I think I probably got these at Christmas in 1988. Probably haven't looked at them in a good while. Let's see if I can get them out of the box. There we go. So it looks like these are not in order. So the way the Topps traded sets worked back then was that they would compile the guys that were, traded late in the season before, too late to get their new uniforms, or early in the current season, or big time rookies. And so early in the 80s, the rookies sometimes would get their own single cards, even after they had multiplayer cards. So an example would be Cal Ripken Jr. in 1982. And one of the nice things about the traded sets was that they were printed on nice white cardstock. They're a little bit glossier. During these years, the regular Topps cards were on kind of the mushy brown. So I've got some 86 Topps here to show you the contrast. 88s were sort of the same. I just happened to pull up the checklist. And in addition to that, you can see that the backs are kind of bright too. And so the orange from the 88 Topps really pops out. So the way these worked is they would compile their checklist and then they would show them or put them on the checklist in alphabetical order. So card number 1 was Jim Abbott, and we went all the way through card number 132, which is the checklist itself, but the last player or manager was Don Zimmer. So some managers made the traded cut. So let's go through a few of these, maybe stop at some of the big names. So there's Goose Gossage, Rich, to those who were not quite as deep in his inner circle. Bill Swift, what could he be other than a base stealer or a pitcher, as he was? Don Slott. You always waited for a Don Slott onslaught if you were a fan of his teams. Alfredo Griffin, Vance Law. Okay, so in 88, Topps reprised one of their subsets that they had done in the 1985 Topps base issue, and that was the Team USA cards. And so you probably remember in that 85 set, there was the Mark Mcgwire rookie card, the first Mark Mcgwire card to appear in any major set. And so they brought the Team USA cards back for 88. And of course, 88 was an Olympic year. And so here we have Dave Silvestri. It was a shortstop for Team USA. We'll see some more of those. Jack Armstrong with the Reds. Scott Cervais, Team USA, Pat Combs, Brett Barbary, Ernie Riles, Jeff Treadway, who was one of the young middle infielders who was set to take the Reds by storm, along with Kurt Stillwell. You may have seen my 86 Tops Traded Stillwell video or post. And of course, Barry Larkin was the other one. Tom Herr, and a pretty hideous airbrush setup there. Cookie Rojas. Chris Sabo, so he was the Rookie of the Year for the Reds, right? Spuds. So these cards aren't worth too much today. Some of the, if you were to get some of them graded, like the maybe the Abbott card, there's Andy Benes, there's Robin Ventura. He'd probably be the top card if he were graded in 10. So this card is obviously not graded. But even then, it would probably just be a few bucks. Nice looking cards though. Mickey Morandini, Mr. Triple Play. The Cobra, Dave Parker, after he left my Reds. Dave Henderson. Ross Nixon. Mickey Tettleton. The Fruit Loop Homer guy. Jeff Branson. Another Red. Jim Poole. Tino Martinez, another big rookie from Team USA. David Wells. Before we knew what kind of a bristly personality he was. Jose Rijo, his first Reds card. Trader Jack McKeon. AL Rookie of the Year, Walt Weiss. Hall of Famer, Frank Robinson, who just passed away this year, 2019. Big Ron Kittle, gone from the White Sox to the Indians. Jeffrey Leonard. There's Jim Abbott. Hero to many. Blade Minister, Jack Clark, big power hitter. Buddy Bell with another really bad air job. Lots of Astros colors though. The table setter, or the Mr. Clutch, Pat Tabler. Dickie Thon, he had a pretty bad beaning earlier in the 80s. Jack McDowell rookie card. Blackjack, Ted Wood. Tom Bernansky when he went to the Cardinals. Dan Petrie, who played a pretty good role in that 1984 Tigers team. Mark Grace, rookie card. Really good pure hitter. Not a lot of power for a first baseman, especially a Cubs first baseman. Kurt Gibson, first Dodgers card. Same year he hit that Game 1 home run in the World Series. Legendary. Do you remember where you were when he hit that home run? I was dancing around in my room, even though I wasn't a Dodgers fan. Robbie Alomar Jr., so that's another of the top cards of this rookie card. Don Baylor, the late Don Baylor, was still playing at this point. Had his slew of stats. Keith Moreland, Rich Dodson, Ted Power. So lots of guys that were stars and semi-stars at the time. There's Bud Black, manager now. Jim Snyder, Calvin Schiraldi, Ron Gant. One of the first kind of jacked guys that I remember. There's Stillwell. Gone from the Reds to the Royals. There's Don Zimmer. Bob Welch, who won, 25 games for the A's at some point. Oh, I don't think it's here. Maybe in 90, was it? It was 90. Brett Butler. Bob Horner. Big time slugger for the Braves. Ron Washington, he became a manager. Pico, August, Brady Anderson rookie card when he was with the Red Sox. Mark Parent, Ray Knight. Ricky Horton, Chili Davis looking young and very thin there with the Angels. Rafael Santana, Dave Palmer, speedster Gary Pettis, Hall of Famer, new Hall of Famer Lee Smith, and finish up with Royals catcher Mike McFarland. So there we have the 1988 Topps Traded set. Again, kind of a rite of winter, a passage of time. You always knew it was coming, you could count on it, but it was always very exciting to see. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this walk down memory lane, and if you did, please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. You can find us online at waxpackgods.com and on Twitter at waxpackgods. Thanks a lot.